Now you join me beside my Komatsu WA100M, which is the loading shovel we bought in an auction about 6 weeks ago. Now I put this into another auction to see if we could make profit from it without having to put a spanner to it. Now it's been in the Stags auction last week and it ended on Sunday night. Now today I'm going to show you the results from that auction, because we didn't just put this one in there. Oh no, I put 8 pieces of machinery in, some of which you would have seen on this channel. So it's quite exciting because I'm going to share with you the profit, the loss and where we broke even. Let's check out the first one. So this one you'll recognise because it is the disc mower that Mike and I put through the workshop and completely reconditioned it because we thought it was bent. Now if you haven't seen those videos, it's definitely worth checking them out because it's absolutely amazing. Mike's knowledge on these mowers is absolutely phenomenal because we completely rebuilt the bed on the bottom. So stripped out the whole bed and got all of that sorted. That's just water leaking off the curtain, so don't worry. But this went into the auction as well. Now in the video I said that I thought that this was probably worth about £1,700–1,800, but it cost me £1,700 to get it to the condition it is in now to be able to use it. Now I thought I'll put a £1,700 reserve on it. If it sells, ideal. If it doesn't, then I'll probably just keep it for myself because it is a beautiful mower. I really like it. It's a 1999 model, but it has done hardly any work, and now it's been reconditioned. It is absolutely spot on. So again, £1,700 reserve I put on it, and it made £2,500, which I was really surprised about. But to be fair, because of the condition of it, at the end of it, I thought I'm not surprised because people can see it. And if any of you bought any of the stuff on there who are watching this video, let us know in the comments below because it'd be lovely to know. So yeah, very happy with the results on how well this mower sold for, you know, £700 profit. That's plus the VAT as well. Obviously minus the commission that I'll get charged from Stags auctions. So yeah, well happy. The Kuhn DigiDrive 5001 Tedder that I bought from Wolford Cross sale. Now that day I had a ridiculously bad headache and I wasn't feeling my best, and I paid too much for this. There's no getting away from it, because I paid £2,200 I think it was for it on the day, but I can't go to a sale and come back empty because that means it's a complete and utter waste of a day. So I thought, do you know what, let's do what we've got to do to it, because I knew there wasn't that much anyway, which we put a new PTO guard on it, we greased it all up, made sure everything was free and working, which it now is, and we stuck it in the auction. Now I put a £2,650 reserve on it thinking it wouldn't sell, but it actually sold for the reserve. Now at that price we break even. By the time we go there for the day, bring it back on the trailer and put a guard on it and bits and pieces like that. To be fair, we're probably at a loss, but you couldn't just leave it lying around. It's got to go. So happy that it sold and we sort of covered our costs, but yeah, definitely no profit in that one, unfortunately. Now the PZ380 hay bob, which I bought when I bought the little sweeper, the little Tennant sweeper that we've called David Tennant because it's just cool and we like stuff like that. But the 380 hay bob is in a little bit worse condition than we hoped it was when I bought it. I bought it blind on an online auction, so I took the risk, and I paid £320 for it, which was probably about right if it wasn't in quite such bad condition. So I say bad condition, it's not bad. The telescoping bit works, so to expand the rotors out, that all worked absolutely fine. Everything all goes round, the bobbins are good, everything's there. It's missing a PTO shaft, so we'd have had to have bought a PTO shaft. The gates on the back aren't even serviceable. They had to have new gates. And the height adjusters are completely seized. So Mike spent about 2 hours on it just to see if those height adjusters would move. Because if they would have moved easily, then that would have been fine. But he thought, do you know what, James? No, we've got to draw the line somewhere. It's not worth it. So we thought, do you know what, I'll just stick it back into an auction as spares or repairs, and that's exactly what I've done. Now this is the second auction I put it in with a £320 reserve just to cover my costs, and it didn't sell the first time, but this time it sold for £340, so £20 for Mike's 2 hours labour. Yes, we made a loss. Now the Kubota B2400, which as you'll know from our previous videos, I absolutely adore this little tractor. Now, we had it advertised on Facebook Marketplace, but it hasn't sold. So we thought we'd put it in the auction as well. And we put it in the auction and I put a reserve of £7,500 on it. And now it made £7,000, but to be fair, at £7,000, I'm not gonna make enough profit, and I'm certainly not gonna give this tractor away. So it didn't make its reserve. But if anyone is looking for a beautiful little 24 horsepower diesel compact tractor with a loader on in prime condition with only like 2,400 hours, I think, if I remember rightly, on it, it is an absolute dream. below is our email address, so you can ping us an email, because I love this and it's worth every single penny. Now this is a machine that hasn't been featured on the channel. Well, it might have been in the background of a few, but this is one that Mike spent a good 3 days welding the deck, because we looked at the deck to start with, thought, oh yeah, it just needs a plate there. And the more he scraped away, the more he found. So let's just say it wasn't Mike's favourite job welding this deck, because if we'd realised how bad it was to start with, we'd have probably just replaced it. But he has done an absolute superb job on fabricating this deck. Anyway, I bought this from another dealer and it cost me £1,150 plus the VAT, and put it in the auction, put a £2,500 reserve on it because it owed us quite a bit of money because of how many hours we put into it. And it sold. It sold for £2,700. So yeah, nice little profit on this one. Probably about £400 profit by the time we sort of paid for the parts and Mike's labour in doing the deck. So yeah, quite happy with that. This quad you'll recognise because Josh and Mike done it up on the channel. Now this is one that we actually took back in part exchange back when we were a dealer, and it's just sat about waiting for it to be done. Anyway, when we got round to it, they've done an absolute superb job on this bike, and it is an absolute prime example of a second-hand Suzuki 500. Now, we tried to sell it at other places and we didn't get much interest, because at the moment there are a lot of second-hand bikes on the market, and I say there is a lot of second-hand bikes on the market. Go back 2 years ago during COVID, second-hand bikes just weren't around and they were making stupid money. Now the price has sort of held, and the price, and that has sort of had a knock-on effect of the amount of bikes that are now on the market. So second-hand quad-wise hasn't been a great success. Anyway, this I put in the auction. It got up to £4,000 on the bidding, but I had a £4,800 reserve on it. Now, it's worth that all day long. But the Stags rang me up yesterday and said, James, got someone interested in the bike, but he was the bidder but didn't make a reserve. Where would you want to be on it? I said, well, tell you what, if you can do 4,600 on it, so £4,600, I'll do a deal. And he's done a deal, so it is now sold. Not a massive amount of profit in it, but it is done, gone, happy, and move on to the next one. So this is another ride-on that we had in the sale. So this is another ride-on we had in the auction. Now, what is he doing? Mike, why are you dragging a ratchet strap, right?
You ever tried pushing it?
Have I ever tried pushing a ratchet strap?
It's like Ghost of Christmas Past.
I can't say I've ever had, because as you'll know, I call him Magic Mike, but he calls himself Mad Mike. I think we just worked out why he calls himself Mad Mike.
Yeah, you gotta be mad, do job.
It's very true. Just make sure it's not 6 foot long.
6 foot long, yeah, you want 4 foot if you're gonna hang yourself.
It's like, oh, you beat me.
Yeah, but I'm 6 foot tall, it would be no point. No point having it.
Anyway, we had this ride-on in the auction, and I had a £2,200 reserve on it, and it didn't make a reserve. Now, off the top of my head, I can't remember what it made. I think it was like, it could have been 1,600, 1,800 it went to, but didn't sell. Beautiful little Stiga petrol, 4-wheel drive, pivot steer machine. So if you're interested in one of these, let us know. So if you watched our lane repair videos, you'll know how much I love this loading shovel, and so does Max. It is an absolute dream to drive. And to be fair, I did buy it at a very good price. I got it for £8,000 plus the commission plus the VAT. Now, I stuck it in the auction without putting a spanner to it, like I said at the beginning. I thought, do you know what? I bought it for £8,000, surely I can make a profit. And I put a £10,000 reserve on the listing, hoping that it would make that. Now, it made that within about 3 days, and it was a 10-day auction. And then, towards the end of the auction, it started climbing and climbing and climbing. And now I'm gonna get my piece of paper out of my pocket to remind myself what it sold for, because I've already forgotten. But it sold for £13,250. It did. I know, I've made some decent profit out of a second-hand machine. Now, I'm quite grateful for that, because we need to make a bit of profit so I can pay the person holding this camera and Mike in the workshop. So that's quite handy.
You're on, don't know, when you come out here to see if I was dead. Well, it's too fucking late if I'm already dead, isn't it?
We heard it. We thought we heard it. Yeah, shit.
No,
But
it was the horn. Made noise.
that was the horn, was it? That was what it was?
Yeah.
Oh dear. There we go. So that is what we have sold in the Stags auction. It has accumulated £26,600. I'll let you add it up. I'll put it on the screen below of what it all adds up to. With the loading shovel being the absolute prize winner of that, I'm very, very happy. Now there's some bits there, if it wasn't for the loading shovel, it would probably look quite sad, but it's covering our costs and we're gaining. We're working up to selling and buying and selling lots of machinery. The 5610 will be for sale at some point. The nice little Takuchi digger over here will be for sale at some point. Actually, that is already for sale, isn't it? That is for sale, it's already done. And there's a load of other stuff. So if you're interested in any of it, pop a comment below. I hope this video has been interesting and insightful as to what I'm buying stuff for and what we're selling it for. Any thoughts, Mike?
Thoughts? I hadn't paid to think.
Didn't pay to think. There we are. Yeah, great success with the Stags auction. You never even know. That tractor you haven't seen yet might be in the next one. Or the Abbey Topper, that hasn't sold yet. No, keeping the Harrows. Little Teagle Topper, you haven't seen that one yet. That might be in the next sale. They're not mine. That's not mine. That's not mine. That's not mine. That's not mine. Hitachi Digger, you never know. That might be in the next Stag sale. Or even the Sammy. Actually, I didn't mention the water bowser was in that auction as well, and that didn't actually sell. Didn't make its reserve. Anyway, Stag's auction, I'm very, very happy with. There's a link below to their site, and their next collective sale, or online sale, would be probably, is it end of July perhaps? Or is it beginning of July? I don't know. Anyway, I'll put it in the link below. So check them out. Definitely a great auction to get involved with, and we'll see you soon. Cheerio, bye.